Dalton Schultz is making $10.9 million on the franchise tag this season, and most projections have him getting about 13 to 14 on the open market, so it's unlikely that the Cowboys are going to pay him this summer, especially when you consider they would get a 3rd or 4th round comp pick if they let him walk. And that decision's been made easier by Dalton Schultz having a bit of a down season this year. He has a career-high 5 drops, and he has his lowest receiving yard total since 2019. But the Cowboys have done a great job preparing ahead for Dalton Schultz leaving. They drafted Jake Ferguson in the 4th round, and they found Peyton Hendershot as an undrafted free agent. And they've both been contributors to the Cowboys offense despite not being on the field that often. They made explosive plays in the passing game, and the consistency needs to improve, but the run blocking from both of them has been really impressive. And I really like the strategy of drafting your replacement tight ends a year before you actually need them to start. Tight end has one of the steepest learning curves from college to the NFL. You almost never see rookie tight ends come in and be immediately productive. And so now that Ferguson and Hendershot both have a year of development under their belts, and you're confident that they can at least be capable tight ends, it makes it a lot easier if you wanted to let Dalton Schultz walk and give that money to Tony Pollard. Dalton Schultz still adds a lot of value to the Cowboys offense, even though his receiving production has fallen off. He's PFF's highest graded tight end as a run blocker, and he's been a good run blocker for his entire career. And this season specifically, the Cowboys are at their best when they're taking advantage of the depth they have at tight end. The Cowboys have run the ball 60 times out of 13 personnel, meaning 1 running back and 3 tight ends, and they've gained 302 yards and 9 touchdowns, and they rank 2nd in the NFL in EPA per attempt. And the reason that Dallas has been so effective running out of this personnel group is that their backup tight ends are better than opposing defenses' backup linebackers. When an offense goes into heavy personnel, the defense matches by bringing extra linebackers onto the field, and most teams only have 1 or 2 linebackers that are starting quality. So when Ferguson and Hendershot are both on the field, they have an immediate advantage. They can get open against slow linebackers, and if the defense stays in light personnel, they have the size advantage to create huge holes in the run game. Looking at Jake Ferguson specifically, I've been really impressed with his ability to create after the catch. This hurdle from week 12 is one of the most athletic plays I've seen a tight end make this year, and the majority of his production has been schemed up, which is almost always the case with a backup tight end. But every time he gets the football, he seems to avoid first contact, and he seems like someone who could develop into a dynamic threat with the ball in his hands. Peyton Hendershot has flashed more as a contested catch receiver. Great job tracking the ball here on this touchdown from the Jacksonville game. The Cowboys are running Dino Wheel. Dino refers to the double posts, which clear out the 2 deep defenders. And then you got Peyton Hendershot running a wheel route down the sideline. And this curl flat defender is supposed to carry him man-to-man if he goes vertically, but because he releases out into the flat to start his route, that causes this defender to hesitate for a second, and it allows Hendershot to get a step of separation, and then Dak Prescott gets it to him with perfect accuracy. Hendershot also had 2 nearly identical catches from the first Eagles game in week 6. 2 separate plays, he was running the same short dig route, and the safety Marcus Epps laid a huge hit over the middle of the field, but he was able to hold on to the ball. And I think this will be something with both tight ends that the Cowboys look at when they're deciding whether or not to pay Dalton Schultz. Like I mentioned, Schultz has had 5 drops this year, and they've come at some pretty big moments. But on 34 combined targets, Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot haven't dropped a single pass. That's not to say that they have perfect hands and they'll never drop anything, but they've checked a lot of boxes that you want checked before you feel comfortable moving on from Dalton Schultz. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments any players or teams that you'd like me to cover.